Hello everyone, I'm Dr. David M. in my 60s now. After more than 30 years working in the field of geriatric medicine, I've come to realize something beautifully simple yet deeply profound. Tonight, we'll explore the benefits of warm clove water, a soothing natural drink rich in healing properties, from improving sleep and digestion to balancing blood sugar and calming the mind. This tiny spice holds remarkable restorative power. In this video, I'll share why just 1 cup of clove water before bed can help your body recover, protect itself, and enjoy a deeper, more refreshing sleep. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover nature's simple yet extraordinary secrets for better living. 1. Improves sleep. Good sleep is the most natural medicine the human body ever created. And yet as we grow older, sleep seems to drift further away from us. I've had patients come to me and say just one thing. "Doctor, I just want to sleep through the night." I know that feeling all too well, lying in bed with a restless mind, a racing heartbeat, and a body that can't seem to let go. In recent years, I've turned more and more toward nature's quiet remedies, and one of the things that truly surprised me was clove. This small, fragrant spice carries a powerful compound called eugenol, which helps calm the nervous system, ease tension, and guide the body gently into deep natural sleep without the need for pills. Sometimes just a warm cup of clove water at night is enough to steady the heart, quiet the mind, and invite peace back into your body. It's not just sleep, it's a moment of coming home to yourself. 2. Balancing blood sugar. You know, after so many years in medicine, I've seen countless patients walk in with the same concern. "My blood sugar keeps going up and down, doctor. Some eat well, exercise daily, yet a late dinner or one restless night can send their numbers soaring the next morning." As we age, our bodies grow a little lazy in how they respond to insulin. That's why I often tell my patients, managing blood sugar isn't only about diet, it's also about your lifestyle and your peace of mind. One small habit I often suggest is adding a warm cup of clove water before bed. It sounds simple, but eugenol and the antioxidants in cloves can improve insulin sensitivity and help stabilize blood sugar during the night. I remember one patient, a kind gentleman of Mexican descent who had quite a sweet tooth. After following my advice, he began drinking clove water every evening instead of tea or coffee. 3 months later, he came back smiling, saying, "Doctor, my blood sugars finally calmed down." And I smiled too, because sometimes the smallest habits bring the greatest healing if we have the patience and faith to keep them. 3. Rich in antioxidants. Have you ever wondered why your body feels tired more easily? Your skin loses its glow, or small wounds take longer to heal. It's not just age, it's the quiet damage caused by free radicals, those tiny molecules that wear our cells down over time. But nature in her wisdom has always offered her protectors, and clove is one of them. This little dried flower bud holds a treasure trove of antioxidants, vitamin C, eugenol, and flavonoids, all of which help renew and defend your body from within. I once had a patient, a lovely woman in her late 60s, who told me, "Dr. I'm not chasing youth anymore. I just want to feel healthy and bright each morning." I suggested something simple: drink a cup of warm clove water every night. 2 months later, she returned smiling with fresher skin and lighter eyes. She said, "I don't know if it's the clove water, but I feel lighter." And I told her that's your cells waking up again. Because when you sleep, your body heals. And if you can give it a gentle ally like cloves, then your sleep isn't just rest, it becomes renewal. 4. Supporting digestion. When we're young, digestion is something we rarely think about. Our bodies just handle it, but as time passes, even a late meal, a strong coffee, or a little stress can upset the stomach. Gas, bloating, heartburn, small things that can quietly steal away comfort, even sleep. In natural medicine, clove is known as the friend of the stomach. It's not just aromatic, it soothes. Inside each tiny bud is eugenol, which stimulates digestive enzymes, reduces cramps, and helps control harmful bacteria in the gut. One of my older patients, a cheerful 72-year-old man, once joked, "Doctor, my stomach is fussier than my wife," but after a few weeks of drinking clove water each night, he laughed and said, "You know, Doc, my stomach feels younger than ever." I told him, that's what happens when we listen to our bodies. They start to heal themselves. Sometimes healing doesn't come from medicine, but from gentleness, both in what we eat and in how we live. 5. Cleansing and protecting the liver. The liver is one of the body's hardest working organs, the silent custodian that filters out toxins, processes nutrients, and keeps everything running. Day after day, it works without rest, handling food, alcohol, medications, and stress. I often tell my patients, we remember to take care of the heart and the brain, but we forget that the liver quietly sustains them both. One of the kindest ways to help your liver rest and restore itself is through nature, and a cup of warm clove water at night is a simple start. Clove's antioxidants help reduce oxidative stress, support detoxification, and encourage gentle regeneration of liver cells. It's a small act, yet one that reminds your body that you're on its side. You know, inside each tiny clove, there's a world of healing. Cloves contain eugenol and a rich blend of phenolic compounds, natural agents that help the liver reduce inflammation, fight oxidation, and support the body's natural detox process. Recent studies have shown that eugenol can help prevent lipid peroxidation, one of the main causes of liver cell damage. To put it simply, it works like a thin, invisible armor, shielding the liver from the free radicals we absorb every single day from food, air pollution, or even medication. I remember one of my former patients, a lovely woman who loved to cook but had fatty liver stage 2. I told her, instead of your usual black tea after dinner, try a cup of warm clove water. A few months later, her liver enzyme numbers had dropped significantly. She smiled and said, "I'm not sure if it's the clove water, doctor, but I feel lighter, cleaner." And I smiled back, because sometimes the simplest things are the greatest gifts that nature gives us. 6. Supporting heart health. When I talk about heart health, I often remember something a patient once told me. "Doctor, my heart isn't tired because of age, it's tired because of everything I've been holding inside." And I nodded, because that's the truth. The heart doesn't just pump blood, it carries our emotions, our memories, and our stories. After 50, the heart begins to show its years, the vessels stiffen, blood pressure rises, and sometimes late at night you can feel your heartbeat racing for no clear reason. But here's the wonderful part. Science now tells us that a warm cup of clove water each evening can gently protect the heart. Cloves contain eugenol, a natural compound that reduces inflammation, eases oxidative stress, and helps relax blood vessels, improving circulation. A study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that eugenol could mildly lower blood pressure and improve vascular elasticity, especially in middle-aged and older adults. I've advised many patients with high blood pressure, skip the evening coffee, have some clove water instead. It has no caffeine, and it helps the body settle down before sleep. After a few weeks, they tell me, "Doctor, I sleep better. My heartbeat feels calmer, and I wake up without that heaviness in my chest." Sometimes that's all the heart needs, small, consistent acts of care. Because heart health isn't built overnight. It's the sum of quiet kindnesses we offer our bodies day after day. 7. Strengthening bone health. There's one truth we only fully understand after 50. Every step becomes precious. I used to think back pain and cracking knees were just small annoyances. But after seeing so many patients give up their morning walks because of weak bones, I realized strong bones are the foundation of freedom. And the key to keeping that foundation steady doesn't always come from a prescription. Sometimes it comes from something as simple as a cup of warm clove water. Cloves contain flavonoids, eugenol, and trace minerals like manganese and calcium, which have been shown to stimulate bone-forming cells, osteoblasts, and slow down bone-resorbing cells, osteoclasts. In simple terms, they help the body build more and break down less. A 2018 study in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that clove extract increased bone density and strength in research models. It's not a substitute for calcium or vitamin D, of course, but it's a natural ally for anyone wanting to protect their bones gently and safely. I remember a woman in her 60s telling me, "Doctor, I can walk in the park with my granddaughter again, and my knees don't hurt anymore. Just a small habit, clove water before bed. I feel 10 years younger." And I smiled, because true health doesn't always come from big changes. Sometimes it grows from small, steady acts of kindness we give ourselves day after day. 8. Oral health. The power of a confident smile. I often tell my patients, the older we get, the more precious a smile becomes. Because one day we all realize a natural, confident smile isn't just about beauty. It's a sign of strength, of vitality, of good health that radiates from within. At 60, I've seen many people lose their confidence because of weak teeth, sore gums, or bad breath. And yet few know that the humble spice sitting quietly in your kitchen, clove, has been a trusted friend of oral care for over 1,000 years. Clove essential oil contains eugenol, a natural antibacterial and mild anesthetic compound. Centuries ago, before modern dentistry, doctors in India and Europe used clove oil directly on aching teeth to ease pain, reduce swelling, and fight infection. Even today, many mouthwashes and toothpaste brands still use clove extract. The science simply explains better what ancient wisdom already knew. When you sip a cup of warm clove water before bed, those natural antibacterial compounds help clean your mouth, reduce gum inflammation, prevent tooth decay, and even freshen your breath. That gentle warmth also relaxes your facial muscles, leaving you calm before sleep. A dentist friend once joked to me, "I can tell what some patients drink before bed just by their smile." And I smiled too, because I knew he was right. A healthy smile isn't just about brushing, it's about the small mindful habits we keep. So maybe tonight, when you lift your cup of warm clove water, you're also lifting your confidence for tomorrow morning's smile. 9. Skin health, beauty that starts from within. When we're young, the skin heals itself naturally. After a long day, it still wakes up fresh and glowing. But time, stress, and years of work slowly teach the body to forget that healing rhythm. Many of my patients in their 50s or 60s ask me, "Doctor, is there a cream that can make me look more alive again?" And I smile and say, "Yes, but before the cream, let's care for what's inside. Let your body make you beautiful." That's when I tell them about clove water. This warm, fragrant drink isn't just relaxing, it's a gentle skin rejuvenation therapy from the inside out. Cloves are rich in vitamin C, eugenol flavonoids, and manganese antioxidants that help neutralize free radicals, reduce inflammation, and stimulate collagen production. In simple terms, it helps your skin breathe again, renew itself, and glow naturally. One of my patients, Linda, age 57, told me that after a few weeks of drinking clove water each night, her skin looked brighter. The dark circles under her eyes softened, and she simply felt lighter. It wasn't magic, it was biology. At night, while we sleep, our skin renews itself, and that cup of clove water gives it the nutrients it needs to do that job beautifully. I've always believed that true beauty isn't about youth, it's about peace. So tonight, take a few quiet moments. Sip your warm clove water, smile at yourself in the mirror, and know that you are nurturing beauty from within. You don't need luxury creams, just a little love given gently every night. 10. Weight management. Finding balance, not just losing pounds. I always tell my patients, after 50, managing weight isn't just about appearance, it's about energy balance and health. But I also understand losing even a few pounds at this age can feel like climbing a mountain. The metabolism slows down, hormones shift, and sometimes it feels like you're fighting your own body. That's when I introduce them to a simple friend, a cup of warm clove water before bed. It's not a miracle, but it's a gentle ally. Cloves contain eugenol and phenolic compounds that can help stimulate metabolism and support fat burning even at rest. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that participants who included clove extract in their daily diet showed higher basal metabolic rates and better appetite control. One of my patients, George, 61, once said to me, "Doctor, I'm tired of counting calories. I just want my body to feel light again." I told him to start small, drink clove water at night, eat slowly, and take a 15-minute walk after dinner. 3 months later, he'd lost about 9 pounds, not much on paper, but his face was brighter, his step lighter. He told me something you'll never forget. "I don't just feel lighter in my body, I feel lighter in my mind." And that's exactly what I wish for all of us. Because losing weight isn't about losing something, it's about finding something. Finding your rhythm, your freedom, your confidence. And every journey, no matter how long, begins with a small step or maybe a small cup of warm clove water before bed. 11. Cancer prevention. A wake-up call from the body. Over the years, I've sat with many patients who heard the word cancer and instantly went quiet, their eyes heavy with fear. But after more than 30 years in medicine, I've come to see something deeper. Cancer is not always the end. Sometimes it's a message about how we've been living, eating and caring, or not caring for ourselves. And in that message, there is always hope. Nature has given us countless tools to protect ourselves and strengthen our defenses, and clove is one of them. Its compounds, especially eugenol, have shown remarkable antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties in scientific studies, helping to neutralize damage at the cellular level, one of the early steps in cancer prevention. But more than that, clove reminds us of something essential. Healing begins in the small things, in the choices we make every day and what we drink, how we breathe, and how kindly we treat this body that carries us through life. So tonight, maybe don't think of that cup of clove water as medicine. Think of it as gratitude in a cup. A quiet thank you to your body for everything it's done to keep you here, still smiling, still alive, still becoming. I often tell my patients, start with the smallest things. A glass of clove water every night won't replace medicine, but it can help your body create an environment where unhealthy cells struggle to grow. You see, cloves contain a compound called eugenol, one of the most powerful natural antioxidants known to science. Studies from the National Cancer Institute have shown that eugenol can slow down the growth of certain cancer cells like breast, colon, and prostate in laboratory conditions. Now, I'm not saying cloves are a cure for cancer, but I do believe that every small step toward reducing inflammation, strengthening immunity, and protecting our cells matters. I remember a woman named Martha, 68 years old. She once faced a precancerous condition in her colon. What struck me wasn't her fear, but her calmness. She said, "I chose to love my body more, one cup of warm water, one deep breath, one gentle meal at a time." 2 years later, she was still healthy, and I believe that love, along with the right daily choices, helped her find peace through it all. Cancer, in a way, reminds us that health isn't luck, it's the sum of the choices we repeat every single day. And sometimes that choice is as simple as a cup of clove water before bed. 12. Supporting men's vitality. I often tell men in their 50s and 60s, your vitality isn't just about masculinity. It's a reflection of your entire body's health. When your heart, blood vessels, hormones, and mind are working in harmony, that's when real strength returns. When we're young, we think power means muscle. But as we age, we learn that real power lies in the ability of our cells and our heart to keep life flowing. And that's where cloves can make a quiet difference. They're rich in eugenol flavonoids and manganese, which help improve blood circulation, reduce oxidative stress, and naturally boost nitric oxide, the compound that relaxes blood vessels and supports natural performance. So yes, that evening glass of clove water doesn't just relax your mind. It may help wake up parts of your body that you thought were long asleep. One of my patients, Robert, was 63. He came to see me not because he was sick, but because he felt lost. He said, "I just don't feel like myself anymore." I didn't prescribe medication right away. Instead, I told him, "Robert, start by listening to your body. 1 cup of warm clove water every night. Sleep well. And don't forget to smile." 3 months later, he came back. His eyes were brighter, his posture stronger. He said, "I don't just feel better. I feel more alive. And I think that's what every man truly wants." Not to go back to being 30, but to rediscover confidence, joy, and connection in body and mind and in every moment we live. 13. Memory and brain health. Among all the changes that come with age, there's one we fear the most: losing our memory. Not because we fear forgetting, but because our memories are our life, our children's, laughter, our partners, eyes, the smell of morning coffee. When I worked at a clinic in Boston, many of my patients over 55 would whisper the same worry: "Dr. Im, starting to forget small things. Is my brain getting weaker?" And I'd smile and say, "No, your brain just needs a little love again, like a garden that needs watering." Here's the good news. Cloves, this tiny, humble spice, can help nourish your brain naturally. Studies show that eugenol, manganese, and other antioxidants in cloves can increase blood flow to the brain, protect nerve cells from oxidative stress, and enhance acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter responsible for memory and focus. So when you drink a warm cup of clove water at night, think of it as a gentle kiss for your brain. It helps it rest, repair, and prepare to wake up sharper the next morning. And when you pair that with deep sleep, healthy food, and gratitude each day, you'll find your memory returning not just in what you remember, but in how deeply you feel every moment. Because a healthy brain isn't just about remembering longer, it's about living deeper, clearer, and more fully present. 14. Protecting night vision. There's something I often tell my patients over 50. Your vision isn't only in your eyes, it's in how you care for your whole body. As we age, the world can seem a little dimmer, not only because of the darkness outside, but because our eyes have worked so hard for so many years. And again, a small habit like drinking clove water at night can make a quiet difference. Cloves are packed with antioxidants like eugenol, vitamin C, and flavonoids, which help protect your retina and visual nerves from damage caused by oxidative stress and low light strain. Some recent studies even show that eugenol can improve blood flow to the eyes, helping those delicate cells get more oxygen and nutrients, especially during sleep when your body heals most deeply. I once met Mary, 68, who told me she stopped driving at night because the headlights just got too bright. I couldn't see the road clearly anymore. And that's when I reminded her sometimes the smallest acts of care can help the body restore what we thought was fading. So maybe tonight before bed, take a few cloves, steep them in warm water, breathe deeply, and let your body thank you. Because health isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about the little things you do again and again that remind your body, I still care. I suggested to one of my patients that she add a simple habit to her evenings, a warm cup of clove water before bed. 3 months later, she came back and said, "It's not a miracle, doctor, but my eyes don't feel as tired anymore. I can drive at night again." And that's when I realized sometimes light doesn't just come from our eyes. It comes from how we care for ourselves each day. A warm cup of clove water at night, gentle, comforting, can be that small glowing light that helps your eyes stay bright even as the years go by. 15. Reducing stress and lifting your mood. There's something we all experience, especially after 50, those nights when the body is tired but the mind just won't rest. Our thoughts wander to the past, to people we miss, to things we wish we'd done. I know that feeling very well, and sometimes what we need isn't another pill, but a small ritual that calms the soul. For me, that's a cup of warm clove water before bed. Science explains it beautifully. Cloves contain eugenol, a compound that helps soothe the central nervous system, lower stress hormones like cortisol, and even boost serotonin, our natural happy chemical that often runs low when we're tired or lonely. In other words, a simple cup of warm clove water sends a message to your body. It's okay now. You can rest. I once had a patient, John, 72, who struggled with sleepless nights because he worried too much about his family. I suggested he try this nightly ritual. A month later, he smiled and said, "I still worry, but now I know how to breathe slower and I feel lighter inside." Healing doesn't always mean erasing our worries. Sometimes it means learning to sit with them in peace. If each night you can take a deep breath, sip a little clove water, and feel its warmth spread through your body, perhaps you've already found your own gentle medicine for peace. 16. Strengthening immunity and natural recovery. As we get older, our bodies don't bounce back as quickly as they used to. A small scratch, a light cold, they take longer to heal. It's not just age, it's because our immune system slows down like an old soldier who's fought many battles. But the good news is our bodies still know how to heal themselves. They just need a bit of loving support. One of the simplest ways to offer that support is by drinking clove water at night. Cloves are packed with antioxidants and eugenol, which have been shown to boost immune cell activity, especially white blood cells, the soldiers that protect us from bacteria and viruses. Eugenol also helps reduce chronic low-grade inflammation, that slow, silent kind of inflammation that weakens our defenses over time. I remember a patient named Susan, 65. She told me she used to catch colds every time the weather changed. After 3 months of nightly clove water, she said, "I don't know why, but I haven't been getting sick as often. I wake up feeling stronger." I just smiled and said, "Because your body's being cared for from the inside every night." Sometimes the most powerful medicine isn't found in a bottle, but in a moment of calm, a warm cup, a deep breath, a restful sleep. 17. Improving memory and focus. Memory isn't just stored in the brain, it's in every moment we truly live. But as the years pass, we start to notice small changes. Forgetting a familiar name or walking into a room and wondering why we're there. That worry, that fear of losing ourselves, is something I've heard countless times. And each time I say the same thing. Don't blame your memory. Start nurturing it like an old friend. One simple way to do that is by drinking warm clove water in the evening. Cloves contain eugenol and flavonoids, both of which help increase blood flow to the brain, improving focus and short-term memory. Recent studies also show that eugenol protects neurons from oxidative stress, one of the main causes of age-related cognitive decline. I like to think of each sip of clove water as a gentle shower for your neurons, refreshing them, helping them fire faster, connect better, and remember longer. I once suggested this to a colleague of mine, 67 years old, who was writing his memoir. 2 months later, he told me, "My memory feels sharper and my mind clearer when I write." I smiled and said, "That's the power of nurturing your mind, not forcing it. Memory, like a lantern in the dark, only needs a bit of care, some patience, good sleep, and a little love." And sometimes the miracle lies in that simple, humble cup of clove water each night. 18. Nature's own antibacterial shield. After decades of practicing medicine, I've learned something remarkable. The human body isn't just designed to heal, it's designed to protect itself. We just need to give it the right tools. And among nature's purest tools, cloves are one of the finest gifts. Cloves are rich in eugenol, a compound known to disrupt the cell walls of harmful bacteria, preventing them from multiplying. It also helps reduce minor inflammation in the mouth, digestive tract, and even the respiratory system. Modern research has confirmed that eugenol can inhibit bacteria like E. coli, and that's just one of the many reasons this tiny spice has been treasured in natural medicine for centuries. So when you enjoy a cup of clove water before bed, you're not just relaxing, you're giving your body a quiet shield of protection from the inside out. Staphylococcus aureus, a name most people never think about, yet it hides behind so many of our everyday infections. I still remember the surprise of one of my patients when she told me, "Doctor, it's the first winter in years I didn't get my usual sore throat." And all she had changed was adding a cup of warm clove water to her nightly routine. Now, I don't call cloves a medicine. They don't replace modern science, and they shouldn't. But they are a companion, quietly supporting you, helping your immune system stay balanced so it doesn't have to fight so hard every single day. Like a kind gatekeeper, cloves don't shout or make noise. They simply stand guard, steady and patient, protecting you from the small things we often overlook. So tonight, when you take that sip of warm clove water, imagine you're wrapping your body in a gentle suit of armor, silent, natural, but incredibly strong. That's how nature works best, quietly, consistently, and with grace. After more than 35 years of practice, I've learned this health isn't something we gain or lose overnight. It's the result of small habits, the quiet choices we make every single day. A warm cup of clove water before bed might seem like a tiny detail, but when it's done with consistency and with love for your own body, it becomes something more, a ritual of healing. Aging brings many changes. A few wrinkles, a little slower pace, but it also brings something precious: understanding. When we learn to listen to our bodies, to appreciate each breath, each heartbeat every day can become a quiet journey of renewal, not just of the body, but of the spirit. If today you're looking for a simple way to begin again, start with something small. A cup of warm clove water before bed. No ceremony, no rush, just you fully present in that gentle moment. Sometimes healing begins not with something new, but with remembering how to slow down and care for yourself in the simplest of ways. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and share it so more people can discover the quiet power of natural healing. And don't forget to subscribe so we can continue this journey together, exploring the small, beautiful ways nature still whispers to our bodies, reminding us how to live healthier, calmer, and deeper. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll uncover more of nature's gentle miracles waiting patiently to take care of us.